Good afternoon, Paul. We're here Friday afternoon. Great news this morning that the suspension has finally been lifted and you can get underway tomorrow against Ashton. Must feel great.
Yeah, it's a relief. Obviously, not off only my shoulders, the players, but also the supporters. It seems a long time since the Belper game now, and tomorrow can't come quick enough. It's been a very unsettling couple of weeks again for everybody associated with the football club, and we've got to make sure that we're never in this position again.
As a manager, what have you done and how have you managed to keep the players' heads up and keep them all positive all the time, when they hear all the other stories in the background?
Yeah, the players deserve a lot of credit for keeping on focus. Obviously, we're told certain things that we have to relay to the players, and it's been difficult. The senior players obviously helped with that, but again, every single player at the football club deserves credit for getting through what's been a very difficult time. And tomorrow is a game that everyone should be looking forward to, because it's how we looked at it a couple of weeks ago. You never knew if there was going to be another game, so we're very confident now. We can't use the break as an excuse. We're looking forward to the start of the season, even though it's been a bit delayed, but we'll be ready.
Yeah, and on a little bit of a lighter note, you look at the league table, we haven't played yet and we're not bottom. How does that feel?
No, it's, everyone keeps saying that a goal difference of 0 and you're second from bottom, but it's one of those. It's going to take a couple of weeks for the league table for us to catch up and see where we're going to be, but like I've said to the players, there's nobody in this league that we should be fearing. We're going to have little dips during the season, we know that, but if we stick to it, the given that I ask of them is that they go and enjoy themselves and that they go and work hard. I know that the fans want the best for the football club, and at the end of the day, the fans are the most important people at the football club. If it wasn't for the fans, there wouldn't be a football club here. So we know that we owe them one as a football club, and we're fully committed to doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, and sort of as we look at it, with 4 games behind now, how would you feel, if say we go on a little bit of a cup run and a couple of games are postponed due to bad weather? How do you think that could impact where we're already 4 games behind, or how big is the squad that you think you can deal with that quite well?
No, to be fair, I'm not bothered. A week ago, if someone had said we were 6 or 7 games behind at Christmas due to circumstances, then so be it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But if we are games behind, it means we've done well in the cup, and every single cup competition that we enter this year, we'll go in with a strong team to win it. That's always what I wanted to do as a player, and I'll instill that mentality in the football club to go and win every football match that we possibly take part in.
Yeah, and over the last couple of weeks, you've alluded to new signings happening. Once everything had settled down a little bit. Where are we on this one then?
No, obviously, this morning Anton Brown's decided to sign, which is great news. Obviously, I've said it from day one of pre-season after the Forest game that he was probably a number 1 target that I wanted to bring into the football club. So he's had commitments away from football that he had to deal with. He's got a young family, and he's decided that he wants to be part of Ilkeston Football Club for not only 1, but it's a 2-year contract that he's signing. So we're delighted with that.
Right, and is there anyone else on the horizon that to sort of give a little bit of sugar to the to what's been happening over the last few weeks?
Now, obviously, Anthony Dwyer has been in all pre-season and done very well, so he'll be registered as a player for the start of the year. And I'm not discounting anybody. I'd still like to bring at least 1 face into the football club next week. Obviously, it's going to be after the Matlock game now, but I'm just relieved to be getting football finally back at the new Manor ground. And obviously on Monday we've got to go to Matlock, which is a difficult game, but a game that if we're right, we can win.
Yeah, and we look at Matlock as a little bit of added spice now that Michael Williams has signed for them. We could have been facing 2 ex-Robins, but Laurie Wilson suspended for this game. How does that feel? Are you hoping that Willow doesn't come back and bang a couple of goals in there?
No, it's one of them that obviously Michael made a decision to leave the football club. He went with our best wishes, and obviously his best wishes don't extend to the Ilkeston games. But Willow, we know what he's about. We have plans to combat that, and it'll be a good local competitive derby, which again we'll go there fully prepared and hopefully get a result from there.
Right, and talking about players who are coming into the club and players who've left, there's a couple of players who've gone out on loan just recently for about a month's period. Is that so? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
No, obviously Jamie Hannis has gone to Long Eaton. He's playing at Long Eaton. He's played the last 2 or 3 games for them and done extremely well. The reports that we've got back are very, very positive, and that's exactly why I'm doing it. Brandon Clark and Tavon Terrell are going to Hena, and it's just purely to get them games. It's not where we're getting them out to forget about them. It's to get them out playing men's football, so that when I call upon them, they're ready and firing.
Right, and then finally we sort of look, back to tomorrow and fans. Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans ahead of tomorrow's game and our season starting?
No, I think I've said numerous times in the interviews I've done that how much, as myself as a manager and the players, how much we appreciate what the fans have gone through over the last 18 months or probably a longer period than that, and we appreciate their support. Hopefully they can come down in numbers because they are valuable to what we're doing. We're a young squad who need all the support that we can get, and if we can get a few smiles on people's faces tomorrow, then that'd be brilliant. But there will be a big smile on my face as well tomorrow.
That's great. Cheers. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.